everybody, welcome to Critter Connection. We are here at IMAG in downtown Fort Myers on a field trip edition of Critter Connection. We're going to go in here and see some of the really cool exhibits that we have right in our backyard. So on certain days where if you don't want to be at the beach or the pool, you can go explore our area. There's so much to see. So let's see what we can find. Hi, how are you? Wow, there's so much to see here, you guys. I'm overwhelmed right away with all the cool possibilities. I see some history, I see a touch tank. Okay, I gotta calm down. Christian is the one who's meeting us here. Let's go see if we can find him. He'll show us some cool stuff. All right, guys, we finally got into IMAG and we are here with Christian, and he's showing us around all the cool displays here. We're gonna see some of the really big, neat stuff like this giant land sloth we have behind us. What can you tell us about these things?
Yeah, so when they were fully extended, they were about 15 or 16 feet tall. We also have, around my back, we have a saber-toothed cat, we have a bison, and of course, we have a mastodon.
There are so many cool things here. There's alligators, there's tarpon, there's fish, there's all kinds of these great displays. They have a large megalodon display, they have a T-Rex skull, they have an airplane inside. There is so much cool stuff to see, especially when we're out on the beach. You don't get to see a lot of these things that even some of these animals that do live here or did live here, so you guys can come here and check it out and see them in real life. Can we go check out the touch tank?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. All right, guys, we're here at the touch tank and we're going to check out some of the critters we have in here. Christian, what kind of animals are in here?
So in this side, we have 4 of our full-grown male yellow-spotted stingrays, and guests can touch these guys with 2 fingers.
So am I able to touch him?
Go right ahead.
Does he have a name?
So this one actually does not have a name. So if you can think of a clever stingray name, go right ahead.
Okay.
Now these are full grown, so I tell people that these are kind of like the chihuahuas of the stingray world. This is as big as they will ever get, about 8 to 12 inches across, that's it.
And this species would naturally have a barb in its tail, but you guys trim them.
That is correct, yeah. So what we do here is we just take some little trimmers and we trim it just like you would trim a fingernail. It grows back, we have to do it once every 60 to 90 days.
So the reason stingrays like to jab you in the legs and that in nature is because their predators, the sharks and other animals, will put their head down into the sand, and when you step on a ray, it thinks that you're that predator, so it's going to react trying to keep you from eating it. So the way you do that, what do you call it?
The stingray shuffle.
Stingray shuffle. You shuffle your feet to make sure that that movement scares the ray away instead of stepping on it like the predator would. Cool. So can we go see what else you got?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. All right, we are here at a huge tank. How many gallons is this tank?
This is roughly 3,200 gallons of salt water.
And does this tank, are these all native Florida animals in this tank behind us?
Every one of these fish except for this eel right here, the zebra eel, is native.
I can't stop looking at this thing. So what are some of the animals that we have in here?
So we have some sheep's head. Those are the ones that look like convicts. They have the stripes on them. We also have right above your head a giant yellowtail snapper. We have a few of those. And of course we have the huge grouper over there.
Wow.
He's roughly 24 inches. He's a red grouper.
Very, very cool. So we have all these animals around here, and out in nature they have a really good balance. So let's talk about that grouper a little bit. People are always hearing grouper. People come to Florida to eat the grouper and they want to catch the groupers and that. What are some cool things about the grouper?
So what's really neat about him is if you watch him closely, and our guests love to do this when we tell them, he will actually change color really rapidly. So he uses his chromatophores and he'll actually change to match the color of whatever he's up against. If he's in the sand, he'll be a lighter, like almost white color. If he's against the boat, he'll be a grayish color. And when it's ready for feeding time, he'll actually turn red. Really awesome to watch.
So these animals aren't just a tasty meal, they're really cool. So in the habitat out in nature, what kind of things does this grouper, where is he at in the food chain?
He is actually fairly high up. He's not quite at the top, but he's definitely getting there. So he can, I like to tell people, if he wanted to, he could probably eat some of these smaller fish. But again, we keep everything well fed so that we don't have to worry about that.
And how big will he get when he's full grown?
Whew, they can get really large. Sometimes they can get 3 feet or even more and weigh up to 40 pounds. So they can get really massive.
That's incredible. So this is all our natives. You also have some invasive species here.
We do. We have an invasive tank right over here.
Can you show us that?
Sure, let's go.
All right, so the animals in the tank behind us now, these are invasive species. That means not only are they not supposed to be here, they're also taking resources away from the animals that are supposed to be here. So what kind of animals are in this tank?
So the invasive one here, the big one, are going to be the lionfish. And so we have 4 of them in here, and they actually have 18 venomous spines on them. Back in the 70s and 80s, people got them for their tanks at home because they're really beautiful. However, they will pretty much eat anything that fits in their mouth, including all the pretty fish that you have in your home aquarium. So They were eating all those fish. People decided they didn't want these anymore, and they started releasing them into the Gulf.
There's also an invasive eel and a shark in here. That's an epaulet shark?
Yes, so we have an epaulet shark over here. And so these guys are actually from northern Australia. And we have in that far corner, we have a Japanese dragon moray eel.
There's some really cool things here. Man, I'm just overwhelmed with all the cool stuff. We really want you guys to come check this out because it is awesome. All right, let's go see what else we can find. Sure. This whole area over here has all kinds of different reptiles. I see native reptiles, I see invasive species, I see non-native, I see pets. What's going on here?
So yeah, this is kind of just a smorgasbord of reptiles, amphibians, and so this entire area right here, half of the room is dedicated to just that, reptiles and amphibians.
Very cool. Yeah, because I see the red-eared sliders, which are native, but then right next to them I see a ball python from Africa, or South America, or were they Africa?
Yeah, so
Africa, and we got Cuban tree frogs. We got a box turtle, which is, those guys are all over the place down here, always saving them on the road. So many cool things.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place, and here's one of the reasons why. Over 70% of our animals that we get here are actually either donated or rescued. So we're on an FWC call list. Say an FWC officer is out and about and he finds an animal that he believes was a pet that escaped or got released. They will actually call us and ask us if we can care for it. So
very cool. So which one is your favorite?
Ooh, my favorite, probably the ball python right up here. Her name is Chubbs, and she is incredibly massive. She's right here in this corner. She has a huge head. She's just awesome.
Looks like she just shed too a little bit.
She did, yeah.
Very, very cool. I can't tell you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Like this has been awesome. We're gonna take a look around, see what else we can find.
Absolutely.
Christian,
thanks for coming out.
I appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Cool. Come on, guys. Let's see what else we can find. The animals behind me, these are some of the creatures we could see. We just had a whole bunch of tarpon coming through our area. These tarpon can get over 8 feet long, weigh a couple 100 pounds. We have bass, we have snook, we have trout, we have gators. Now the gators we won't see normally around the pink shell, but these animals used to live all over, including crocodiles. They're saltwater tolerant, but there's not very many left, but still really cool to see these things. Guys! You guys, I didn't think they'd have this exhibit here because it's a little scary for the kids, but I found an actual life-size version of a Florida mosquito. Holy cow, you guys, there is so much to do and see in here. I cannot wait to get back to the pink shell and share it with everybody and find some more animals out there. It really makes me want to go search for what else we can find. So tune in next week. Hopefully we'll have some really cool critters. I can't wait to see you guys.